Good evening, Chabad youth, and I am so happy you could be with me this evening. What a very special time of the year. The Aseret Yimei Tshuva, the 10 days in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. I'm sure all of you had a very meaningful Rosh Hashanah. The beautiful pictures and messages that all of you and your family sent us about the Bring Shul to You Chabad Youth package was so beautiful, and we're so thankful to Hashem that we could be a part of this special shlichus to make every single house a Chabad house, a true shul, a place where Hashem calls a mikdash ma'at, my little Beis HaMikdash. I feel like this is really what the Chachamim tell us, that when Mashiach comes, all the houses and all the shuls, well, it really says all the shuls will go to the Beis HaMikdash. And the Rebbe said that we can make every single house a little shul. Of course, every single room, make sure if you don't have it yet, make sure you have your own pushka, your own tzedakah box, your own siddur, your own chumash. Every single room could be a little Beis HaMikdash. I saw a very special letter only a few days ago on Rosh Hashanah. I saw a very special letter from the Rebbe asking every single Jewish child to make their, not only home, but their own room, a little Cheder Tzivos Hashem, a little Beis HaMikdash, by owning your own Chumash, your own Siddur, your own Tzedakah box, and writing your name on it. This is such a very special opportunity, especially this year, Tafshin Pei Aleph, 40 years since Tzivos Hashem was made. And well, the truth is Tzivos Hashem was made almost 3,500 years ago. When Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, He said, this is my Tzivos Hashem, every Yid. But the Rebbe, 40 years ago, recruited not only the adults, everyone thought, oh, the adults will be able to do it. But the Rebbe, 40 years ago, exactly, on Sukkot, in Tafshin Mem Aleph, recruited the children, and the Rebbe said, these are the kids that will be able to get this mission done. So, today's story, written by two Tzivos Hashem soldiers, very proud Chabad Youth members. They actually wrote their own book, and that's the story for tonight. The story of Yonah, a Yom Kippur story. This was written and illustrated by two special girls, written by Mushki Shmerling and illustrated by Shayna Eisenschmidt. I'm going to give you a little peek at the back for our two amazing writers. Okay, let's begin. Yonah HaNavi, published in 5779. Once upon a time, there was a Navi named Yonah. One fine sunny day, Hashem spoke to him. He said, go to Nineveh and warn the people to do teshuvah. Otherwise, their city will be destroyed. And here I'm seeing a fine sunny day, and Yonah gets a nevuah. Yes, Hashem, there are certain neviim that Hashem is able to speak to them, and they're able to speak to Hashem. Yonah was one of those special neviim. But Yonah was scared. He did not want to go to Nineveh. He decided to escape on a ship and go to a different land. Well, why was he scared? There's a couple of reasons why he was scared. You might think maybe he was scared because Nineveh was a very violent and not nice city. But a Navi didn't have to be scared of that. He was afraid that because they were not Jewish, and maybe they'll do tshuva very fast, Hashem will be very angry at His own people, the Yidden, that won't do tshuva so fast. And Hashem will say, well, Nineveh did tshuva. So Yonah also wanted to protect the Jewish people. He was a very special tzaddik. And nevuah usually happens in Eretz Yisrael. That's why Yonah wanted to run away to another country. He went to the port of Jaffa and found a ship that was about to set sail. See, Yonah actually, the Jaffa port still exists today in Eretz Yisrael, and that's right by the water. That's where a lot of ships go out from. So here Yonah's at the Jaffa port, finding where he can run quickly away. Yonah asked the captain, "To where is this ship traveling?" "We're going to Tarshish," the captain replied. "Perfect," said Yonah. "I'm coming along." So well written. And the pictures are so much fun. The ship was sailing peacefully when all of a sudden the seas became stormy. The strange thing was that the only ship which was suffering from the storm was Yonah's. If you can see closely, all the people of the other boat, they're smiling, they're sailing nicely, but the people on Yonah's big ship were quite worried. It seems like their boat in the great storm is about to break up. What's going to happen? This is quite intense. Meanwhile, at the deck, everyone thought, although they weren't Jewish, they said, this is strange. All the other ships are doing just fine, and only our ship is in this terrible storm. There must be someone on this ship who did something wrong. So they went to ask, and they asked everyone to pray to their different idols, but nothing changed. They went down to the basement, and what did they see? Yonah was sleeping. He didn't daven. He knew exactly why the storm was happening. The captain woke Yonah up and asked him, "Did you do something wrong? Why are you sleeping?" Yonah admitted, "Yes, I sinned against Hashem. Ivri Anoichi." Remember that song of Benny Friedman? That's where the words come from. He said, "Who are you? What religion? And who do you serve?" And he said, "Ivri Anoichi." He was proud to say, "I'm a Jew. That's Hashem, and I serve the only real God, the creator of Es HaShamayim Ves HaAretz." If you throw me off the ship, Yonah said, the storm will stop. And the Navi tells us that it says they drew raffles. Why not? What do you mean raffles? They drew a raffle and Yonah came out. But they saw that he was such a tzaddik, they didn't believe that this storm was happening because of Yonah. So they drew a few raffles, and every time Yonah's name came out. They didn't want to throw Yonah off. It was also be hurting another person. They knew they can't do that, but they saw that Yonah was right. But they had no choice. They threw him off the ship, and he landed in the sea. Bum, 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 bum. What's going to happen? Now, what happens on the ship is that the storm calms down, and everyone was so moved and frightened from Hashem. When they came back to shore, they all brought korbanos to Hashem, and the Chachamim said that they actually converted. They really saw how Hashem is the king and in charge. Suddenly a fish swam by and swallowed Yonah. So here's the captain coming to Yonah, sleeping so peacefully. And then what happens next? The fish swam and swallowed Yonah. Yonah was very comfortable. He enjoyed his first days. He got probably the first deep sea scuba diving view of the deepest parts of the sea. And it was actually quite beautiful. After all, he was a Navi and a Tzaddik. But Hashem wanted him to feel sorry for what he did. More importantly, Yonah had a mission to do. So he made the fish spit Yonah out, and a smaller fish swallowed him up. Yonah was squished as the second fish was full of babies. The first fish was a tati fish. It was a male fish, and the second fish was a female fish, a mommy fish, with a bunch of little babies inside. And it was so, for Yonah, it was not comfortable anymore. It was time for him to realize his mistake, and time for him to do tshuva. Do you see the fish? I'm not sure, I think he's swallowing it, or either spitting Yonah out or swallowing him, but I think he's swallowing him in over here. And we always have to remember, when Hashem has a mission for us, even when we try to sneak away from it, we can't run away, because when Hashem wants something from us, Well, Hashem could have just gone to another Navi and say, okay, if Yonah is not listening, we'll find someone better. But when we have a mission in life, we have to remember we can't run away from it. Hashem is doing us the biggest favor by not forgetting about us and saying, up, you're the one I want and you're the one I need. Hashem needs every single Jew. Hashem never gives up on us and says, oh, you can't do the job, I'm just going to go find another Jew. Yonah really felt bad for running away from Hashem and from his mission. He decided he would go to Nineveh and tell the people to do teshuvah. So Hashem made the fish spit Yonah out onto the shore of Nineveh. Whoa, what a ride. And what a nest, he lands right on the shores of Nineveh. It was a massive city. Yonah got up and went through the streets of Nineveh, telling people to do tshuva. The king, who was very sorry for what he did, tore his clothing, put on sackcloth. That's like sack. It's like sometimes you see potatoes come in these bags. That was the olden days to show that they're not wearing fancy clothing. They feel very bad. And he put ashes. They would put ashes on their head to show that they realized they're in big trouble and they need to do a lot of tshuva. And he sent out a royal decree, telling all the citizens they must do tshuva. Everyone fasted, even the children and the animals. Everyone did teshuvah. And what happened to the city? The city of Nineveh was not destroyed. Even though they did so many affairs, they did so much wrong. They served idols. They stole from each other. They were nasty. But they're lucky. They realized that at the end of the day, Hashem's in charge. And once they realized that, they all did tshuva. Was it too late? Never. It's never too late to do tshuva. And the entire city that used to be known as the worst city in the world, that's why Hashem was about to destroy it. All of a sudden, Hashem left it alone and they all did teshuvah. It's never too late to do tshuva. And that is so much fun. They even wrote a song with this book. I'm going to try to sing it. Wish me luck. Hope I get this right. So they wrote a song to the tune of Ata v'chartanu. It's all about the story of Yonah. And before we sing that, I'm going to think about like the two messages that I learned from this. And I want you to think also, what do you learn from this? I learned, number one, that when we have a special mission, we can't run away from it. That is our destiny. That's what Hashem wants from us. And we have a special shlichus. That's what we need to do. And guess what? Even when we try to give up on ourselves, Yonah said, I'm not the guy, I can't do this. Hashem doesn't give up. Hashem doesn't look for a new person and say, okay, you didn't do your job, well, I'm going to go find someone else. Hashem always says, no, you're the only one that has the key. You're the only one that can do it. Am Yisrael needs you. And of course, from a special message, and that's why I read the story on Yom Kippur, that no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter what you're doing, it's never too late. All right, and now to our song, to the tune of Ata v'chartanu. All right, here goes. At Simchas Beis Hashreva, Yonah was full of joy, dancing with enthusiasm like a young boy. And that is when a Navi he became, inspiring Yidden back to Hashem. Some came. Despite his influence, idols some would still serve. How crazy, how foolish, what a chutzpah, and what a nerve. Yonah, I have a mission for you. Go to Nineveh and tell them I am true. Hashem is real, and the idols cannot feel. Yonah, Yonah, where did you go? Don't you know? Don't you know? From Hashem you can't run away. You have a mission today. From Hashem you can't run away. You have a mission today. Don't go away, travel to Nineveh. Don't run away, travel to Nineveh. Hashem is one, He is kind and true. To let Nineveh perish, you just can't do. Hashem is one, He is kind and true. To let Nineveh perish, you just can't do. That was nice. About the author. Mushki Shmurley is an 8-year-old student at Beth Rivka Ladies College in Melbourne, Australia. She is an amazing student and a caring friend. She started writing this book at school when her teacher assigned everyone to a Yom Kippur project. Mushki decided she wanted to make a book with her friend Shana, and that's where it all started. About the illustrator, Shana Eisenschmidt is a caring girl. All her friends admire her drawings. She is very considerate and is always inclusive. When Shana and her friend Mushki started making this book, it was obvious that Shana would be the illustrator. She worked hard to make the drawings perfect. Did we get to see the last one about the king and his sackcloth and ashes? And here's the two beautiful friends. We should learn that obviously Yisrael. Look at that. What beautiful teamwork, putting a book together. And kol hakavod. So wishing everyone a Gemar Chasima Tova. We hope you enjoy the story. The end. And wishing everyone a Gemar Chasima Tova. And hopefully a even more inspirational Yom Kippur than Rosh Hashanah. You're doing so well. And I ask Hashem that with the power of the past 40 years of Tzivos Hashem and the past weeks and months of all you Kinderlach working so hard, Hashem should finally take all of us with all of our houses, all the Beis Chabad, every Jewish home of the entire world, and bring us to the greatest bias of all times, the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, and let us this year see the real Kohen Gadol go into the physical Beis HaMikdash that we can touch and see and watch that Kohen Gadol do his avodah for Hashem in the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. May it happen today. Amen.